Our story is this. New at 6 tonight, Texas will be sending 1,000 National Guard troops to the border. Governor Greg Abbott making the announcement today, calling out Congress for failing to act on a border policy. KETK State Capitol reporter Wes Rappaport right now joining us live from Austin with more about that. Wes.
Hi, Neil. Yeah, the state's Big Three called out Congress, saying Washington lawmakers have failed to act on immigration policy and border spending. But some argue this is more about a need for humanitarian aid than militarizing the border.
Texas is stepping up and helping out.
Governor Greg Abbott says he's deploying more Texas National Guard troops to El Paso and the Rio Grande Valley. Abbott says the troops will help Homeland Security officials run temporary holding facilities for single adults who cross into the United States illegally. They'll also assist Border Patrol at ports of entry.
This effort is focused on reducing the humanitarian crisis at our border, on increasing border protection and security for our communities, and on expediting trade between the United States and Mexico.
The governor, lieutenant governor, and House Speaker say Texas is picking up the slack for Congress.
Congress is a group of reprobates for not addressing a crisis on our border.
It is time for Congress to quit talking, to quit arguing, to quit fighting, to quit denying that this is a crisis.
They can take action, and it's their responsibility to do it.
Congressman Lloyd Doggett, a Democrat who represents Austin and San Antonio, says there's a better way to do this than sending troops to the border.
We ought to be sending the public health service. The crisis that exists at the border is a humanitarian crisis.
Abbott says he expects the state to be reimbursed for expenses related to this operation.
The federal government will pay 100% of the costs of this short-term mission.
We want to be sure that if dollars are appropriated to help at the border, that they address the humanitarian problems.
Now, Neil, this troop deployment adds to the more than 1,000 Texas National Guard troops and 500 Texas Department of Public Safety troopers already stationed along the border. Also want to mention, over the last 2 legislative sessions, Neil, lawmakers have budgeted $1.6 million for border operations. Reporting live at the Texas State Capitol, I'm Wes Rappaport, KETK News.
And we spoke to our political analyst about the governor's decision. He says it's a policy that had to be enacted, and he's surprised it didn't happen sooner.
We're going to control our own destiny. So there's still enough federalism left in the system that Texas feels it needs to protect its own border. It's putting a stress on the entire system from Washington to Austin. And you put enough stress on any system, it collapses.
And he also says this move will cost taxpayers money in the long run unless federal government steps in to reimburse the state of Texas.